Hello students, in last lecture we discussed about the different types of integral equation. There are main two types of integral equation, Volterra and Fredholm integral equation, and the four another types of the integral equation. And today's lecture we discuss about some examples which are based on the integral equation, that is how to determine if we have given any integral equation, how we will determine it is either a Fredholm integral equation or Volterra integral equation, either it is linear or non-linear, or it is homogeneous or the non-homogeneous equation. So first of all we go through this example. The first example is classify the following integral equations. U of x is equal to, we have given an integral equation, u of x is equal to x minus 1 by 6 x cube plus integral 0 to x minus t u of t dt as Fredholm or Volterra integral equation, linear or non-linear, and homogeneous or non-homogeneous integral equation. So in that we have given this example, so we have to determine either this equation is Fredholm or Volterra integral equation, or either it is linear or non-linear, and either it is homogeneous or the non-homogeneous equation. So we go through the solution for this equation. Solution. Now for determine it is either Fredholm or Volterra integral equation, we will look at the limits of the integration. For this we discuss about some remarks. Okay, so our remarks is about the structure of the Fredholm and Volterra equation. Now how then second is about the limit of the integration, third is about the linearity property, fourth is about the homogeneity property, and the last one is the singular behavior of the integral equation. So first of all we have to look at either it is Fredholm or Volterra integral equation. For this we have to look at the limits of the integration. Therefore when the given equation is an Volterra integral equation, when the limit of the integration, look at here in the Fredholm integral equation, the integral is taken over the finite interval with the fixed limit of integration. However, in the Volterra integral equations, at least one limit of range of integration is variable, and the upper limit is the most commonly used with the variable limit. That is, in the case of the Fredholm integral equation, the limits of the integration are nothing but the constant terms a and b, while in the Volterra integral equation the limits of the integration is a variable, and the upper limit is the most commonly used with the variable limit. That is, the upper limit of the integration is in the Volterra integral equation is some variable x. Okay, so look at here we have given the integral in which the upper limit is an variable, so this is nothing but your Volterra equation. Okay, now we have to look at either it is of the first kind of Volterra integral equation or second kind of the Volterra integral equation. For this we have to look at the first remark, the structure of Fredholm and Volterra equation. For this we have to look at the second remark. Okay, the unknown function u of x appear linearly inside the integral sign and outside the integral sign, as well as in the second kind of both linear and Fredholm and Volterra integral equation. For the structure of the integral equation we have to look at this remark. Now when the unknown function u of x appears only once, okay, it appears only once in the integral equation, then this type of integral equation is of the first kind. Look at here, the unknown function u of x appear linearly only under the integral sign in the linear Fredholm and Volterra integral equation of the first kind. That means in the first kind of an integral equation, the unknown function u of x appear only inside the integral sign, while in the second kind of an Volterra or Fredholm integral equation, the unknown function u of x appear inside as well as outside the integral sign. Okay, so look at our integral equation. Here the unknown function u of t, okay, is appear inside as well as outside. Here the function is u of x, okay, which is outside, remain outside as well as inside the integral sign. Therefore this integral equation is nothing but the second kind of Volterra integral equation. Okay, now we have to look at either it is linear or the non-linear, and homogeneous or the non-homogeneous integral equation. First of all we write out it is an Volterra integral equation of the second kind. Now here the upper limit of the integral is a variable x and the unknown function u of x appears inside as well as outside the integral sign, hence it is Volterra integral equation of second kind. Okay, now we have to look at either it is linear or the non-linear Volterra integral equation. For the linearity property, we have the remark: the unknown function. The function is linear when the unknown function u of x in the Fredholm-Volterra integral equation of the second kind occurs to the first power wherever it exists. Okay, this is a linearity property. When the unknown function appears only with the first power, okay, then this type of an equation is an linear equation. So look at our integral equation. Here the unknown function u of t, which is inside the integral sign, is look at with an first power. It has a no power other than the 1. Okay, so this is a linear equation. Now the unknown function u of x appears with first power inside as well as outside the integral sign, hence it is linear integral equation. And lastly, we have to look at either it is homogeneous or the non-homogeneous. For the homogeneity property, we have the condition if we set f of x is equal to 0 in the Fredholm-Volterra integral equation of the second kind given by the equation, the resulting equation is called as a homogeneous integral equation. If we have a given equation and the function f of x, when we put f of x is equal to 0 or f of x has a value 0, then this is an homogeneous integral equation, and when f of x has a non-zero value, then this is a non-homogeneous integral equation. Now we have the equation u of x is equal to this plus integral 0 to x x minus t u of t dt. Now we have to look at the second kind of Volterra integral equation or the form of the second kind of the Volterra integral equation. Now form of the second kind of an Volterra integral equation is, we have an Volterra integral equation is of the form u of x into phi of x is equal to f of x plus lambda integral a to x k of xt u of t dt. And when we put second kind of integral equation, Volterra integral equation is obtained when we put phi of x is equal to 1. So we get u of x is equal to f of x plus lambda integral a to x k xt u of t dt. Okay, and when the integral equation is said to be an homogeneous when this f of x is your 0. Now compare these both equations. Here we have u of x is equal to x minus 1 by 6 x cube plus integral 0 to x x minus t u of t dt, and compare this equation with this equation. Here we get f of x is equal to, compare this equation with this equation, here we get f of x is equal to x minus 1 by 6 x cube. So here f of x is equal to x minus 1 by 6 x cube, which is an non-zero value. Hence the given integral equation is non-homogeneous equation. non-homogeneous integral equation. Okay. Okay, students. So this integral equation is nothing but your Volterra integral equation of the second kind. After that, it is a linear equation, since the unknown function u of t, which is appears inside as well as outside, is appear with the power 1. Okay, so this is a linear equation, and homogeneous, since the unknown function, or here the value f of x is x minus 1 by 6 x cube, which is a non-zero value. So this is a non-homogeneous equation.